How's it going, everybody? Justin Grinnell here from State of Fitness. You know, with the COVID-19 situation, we know it's truly hard to work out, and here at State of Fitness, we really want to make sure we provide you guys with everything you need to do the stuff at home, because we've got to stay active, we've got to stay healthy, we've got to keep the brain functioning and feeling good, you know, and staying confident during these troubled times. So what I'm first going to show you is our State of Fitness dynamic warm-up. This is a tried and true dynamic warm-up that really increases mobility in the body, gets the tissue temperature up so you're more ready to do a tougher workout with, say, a kettlebell, things like that. And so I'm going to start with one of our classic mobility drills called a 90-90 position. It's really going to get the hips opened up real well. It's going to get the internal and external rotators of the hip. You'll see me lean to the side. Sometimes I'll have a yoga block here to help me out, or you can use anything to give yourself a lift or lift it under the knee, because it can be tough to get in this position. But basically you just want to get your knee joint in line with your hip, ankle in line with the knee, flex the foot, and you can adjust this according to how you feel, you know, as far as tension in your hip, because these can be kind of tough. And then we're going to create another 90-degree angle back here with our leg and our foot flexed. And we're just going to put our hand on our ankle, again, prop ourselves up here, get nice and tall. And we're going to focus on some breathing here. So take a big deep breath in through the nose and breathe out. So it's very important you focus on your breathing, especially during a warm-up. We're going to get about 5 or 10 breaths or about 30 seconds here holding in this position. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reach behind us, pushing those ankle and knee joints into the ground, and rotate our upper body this way, but keeping our lower body in the same position. It's going to get more of that internal rotator. Another breath or two here. Through the belly, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and we'll hold that position again for about 30 seconds. I'll give you a side view here so you have a little better view. And make sure, again, focusing on breathing. Now we're going to get the upper body mobility going the thoracic spine, or called a quadruped T-spine rotation. We're going to get either on our hands or our elbows. I'll do the hand position one. Get your butt back as far as you can to your heels, because you do not want the lower back to move at all. So our arms are straight here. I'm going to place my hand about by my neck, kind of head area. Keeping this arm straight, I'm going to, again, focus on breathing. Breathe in as I go down. And as I go up, breathe out. Exhale. Get a big rotation. Pause. Hold. Nice and smooth. And methodical there to really open up that thoracic spine here and kind of set the tone with those two exercises right there. Then we're going to get a little more dynamic with our movements. We're going to what's called a Spider-Man with rotation, and also a hip lift hamstring. So it's a combination mobility drill we really like to do here at State of Fitness. So we get our push-up position. We're going to step. We're going to try to get our foot right by that hand. Some people have trouble doing that. So if you get here, it's okay to get your knee down and kind of get yourself in that position. It could be tough for some folks. Have the knee down. The inside arm, which is the arm closest to my leg, that's in front. I'll rotate this way, get some good breathing, come back down. We have two options for the hamstring. You can go here, hands on each side of the foot, lift the hips up, drop that heel, you get that good calf Achilles stretch, and you get that front toe up to get a good hamstring stretch, then you come back down. Or if you can't do that one, you can simply just rock back and do this stretch as well. Once you get all three of those, you're going to do the other side. You're going to take a big step, rotate, look up, and then again, two options for the hamstring. You're going to go up here, or you can go here. So that's our third drill right there. Then we're going to jump on the ground and get the hips opened up again and get the glutes active. Very important we get that pelvis forward here and get the glutes active, so feet are down on the ground about hip width apart, palms up towards the ceiling. You're going to kind of push your knees out as you go up. You don't want to let those knock in. You're going to drive the hips up, push the pelvis forward, squeeze the glutes, get a good pause, come back down. We're going to get a lot of reps here. Don't rush, but get a good hip extension here, get a good bridge, squeeze the glutes, and come back down. We're going to shoot for about 10 to 20 reps right there. While you're in that position, we're going to further get those shoulders moving. Something we like to do for the pecs and shoulders is a floor slide. We're down here, getting our spine as neutral as possible. Your goal is to get the arms back here onto the ground. You're going to go draw a nice wide position, breathe in, And then exhale, push the arms into the ground, shrug those shoulders down and back, squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit, and repeat. And just take your time. So right, those 4 moves, you're pretty ready to go. But then we're going to get up on our feet and get some other things going to get a little more dynamic. So we're doing what's called a toe touch squat. You know, I like to also call it a 5-point squat. Take your time with this drill. It's a real good bang for your buck, all-in-one mobility drill. It also helps your squat pattern. So you get your feet about shoulder width apart. You're going to bend over for 1. That's the first. You're going to squat down for 2. Just do the best you can getting down there. Take your elbows. You're going to pry those knees open for 3. Now here's an important part. Most people want to just fly their arms up. You want to shoot them up like a Y position. I get a nice long stretch here for 4 and then stand up for 5. So let me show you again. Bend over for 1. Squat down for 2. Lift the chest up and we'll pry my knees out for 3. Arms up in a Y position for 4. And then stand up for 5. So that's the toe touch squat right there. We're looking for about 5 or 10 reps. We're going to get you lunging a little bit here next after you do that toe touch squat. What I'm going to have you do is you're going to just step forward, simply just do a lunge. Take your time, step and drop the knee at 90. If that one doesn't feel good, a forward lunge, sometimes a forward lunge can be tough on people's knees. So what we'll have them do is just do a reverse lunge. Just step back and drop the knee. And if that doesn't work for you, we can do what's called a split squat. When you take ground reaction force out of it, a little bit easier on the knee for those folks with any of those issues. We get our foot back, hands on the hips nice and tall, and just do a split squat, drop the knee down and come back up. 5-10 reps per side is going to be good right there. Then we're going to get this long V stance. It's called a lateral squat. Legs are wide in a V stance, arms are in front. Make sure your knees and toes will be pointing straight ahead. You're going to sink into that lateral squat position, come back up nice and tall, and then go to the other side. You're going to feel a good stretch in those adductor inner thigh area. If you want to get a little more dynamic with it, we can do a lunge. You can step to the side and then alternate that for a lateral lunge or a lateral squat. The hips are imperative that we get those warmed up quite a bit, activate those key muscles in the pelvis. And I really, really emphasize that how usable and important this mini band is. We do so many things with it. We're doing a little mini band walk series to really get the hips firing. You have a green, it's not as hard. Blue's in the middle. You have a black one, it's pretty thick. I'm going to use a blue one today. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this, you can put them in a lot of areas, but for this mini band series in particularly, we're going to go ahead and do this right here. We're going to do the knee area. And so what you're going to do first is, one of the things we want the hip to do is externally rotate and abduct, and that's a very important movement pattern for the hip. So we're going to get our feet shoulder width apart, toes straight ahead, a little tension on the band right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to either put my hand here or here, and I'm only going to push in and out with one of the knees. We're going to get about 10 reps here. Go real slow, try to break and stretch the band. Once I get 10 on one side, I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go 10 to the left. You're going to feel a good burn here, and then you're going to go both at the same time. Kind of a funny looking dance, but let me tell you, once you get these going, you're going to feel a good fire in the hips. So once you get 10 with the right, the left, and then both, here's do some walking. You could do a 10-9-8, where you do 10 each way, 9 each way, or 8 each way. What I like to really say is just get 20 to 30 reps total per direction. That should be pretty good. Just get good athletic posture, hands on the hips, or here. You're just going to do some short and choppy movements, keeping tension on the band the whole time. If you're in a small area like at home, do them like 3s to 5s. And just make sure you get a good fire going on in the hips. Keep tension on the band and get those in. Once you're done with that, we're going to do a couple more things to really get the heart rate up. You can see as we go, the intensity of the warm-up kind of ramps up. And you can do this as a standalone workout here too. If you don't have much time, at 5 to 10 minutes, just want to feel good, this is a great dynamic warm-up or just great workout standalone. Basic jumping jacks, guys. Just back to old school. You can just do a basic jumping jack, about 25 reps. If your shoulders have some issues, we're just going to do some seal jacks. If you can't get your arms above the head, good 25 reps. Jump down, push-up position. Keep your back flat. You got a little core work here. We're going to do some mountain climbers. Get about 10 to 25 each leg, depending on how you feel. After that warm-up, you're ready to rock. you'll see that we're going to be posting a bunch of videos with different workouts. We're going to reference this warm-up video with all our workouts because you've got to warm up before you work out. And so stay tuned for more videos.